To have research, to have a foundation, gives us a real grounding sense of where we've come from and who we are and what we can be. But then to also be able to tap into everyday life and the mystery and find other ways of working and navigating is so beautiful. And so this is a really interesting line to be walking, and I'm so grateful for every woman who chose to come here and has made this experience what it is, because we can't do this work alone. We need to keep gathering, we need to keep coming into community and understanding the work that has to be done, the delayering, the connection, rising and lifting one another up. I did so much research for this area, from every sort of text I could get a hold of, to understand the rich depth of the indigenous cultures, and really trying to peel back the layers. And there's a sense in our day and age, and we were having this small conversation about Instagram just now, but there's a sense of like what's not on the internet or what's not in academic papers or written down by a professor doesn't exist, or it's nearly not true, and it's not part of our story. So it's really important for us to write down our stories, to gather the experiences of real life. And here there's so much to record in terms of the oral traditions that were just passed on to us, the field work that was passed on to us. It doesn't have to be this this role that we have to slave away and work at and hard to get to this position where we can claim ourselves to be the person who's allowed to record an experience or an understanding with people that we meet and places around the world, and we need to all be taking part in this documentation and understanding and sharing the knowledge, because there's so much knowledge to share. And of course things get lost in translation, things get lost when we write them down, because to bring an abstract idea that was transmitted to us through spirit and through energy, to then try and describe that nearly instantly reduces it to so much less meaning, right? And so through this body of work that at least I came across and I did, which has been a repeating pattern, there's a lot of lens from the white male who's come in, usually as the position of an anthropologist or a researcher, and comes into an area. It's very likely his relationships, his interaction is going to be with the men. And then straight away it's from the lens of what I know to be the dynamics between men and women. And if we have believed that, of course, the men are the leaders, and of course the women are just there gently doing their cooking, their weaving, how cute, how lovely, that's just that's the woman's place, that's okay. It's actually super clever that the women come and are weaving, and yeah, we're just doing our cute weaving, and then with this work is this deep tapestry of connection and spiritual work that's like the fabric of the society, and the dreams and the intentions, and the fact that actually the decision making is coming from this deeper place, and the spiritual connection is here also. And that, as Gabriella so eloquently shared, is that it's really the men who are sent out as messengers, out to go and meet the newcomers who are coming in, and to be the representatives while this deep work is going back on at home. But slowly over time, the influence of us coming in and interpreting and being in connection and affecting each other, because we really do influence one another with our thought and our ideas and our perceptions. There's also been this imbalance, there's also been this shifts of the way things were. Again, moving through our cycles as women, through the bleeding, coming together. It's a mystery what goes on in the red tent, or what goes on in the moon lodge, or what comes on when women gather just to stir a pot and cook and put their herbs and spices into a bowl of food. There's a mystery that we can't even translate or explain, but I'll keep, at least in my journey, I keep wanting to speak about it and share about it, and so that we don't forget, because it's so easy to forget in the society that we're in, by the bombardment of stories and images of the way things are and the way things should be, and this idea that we are kind of still set in stone. And to rise up as feminists, we need to nearly match this energy, to rise up in activism, to try and change what we really want to all change. We really want to shift the earth back to a beautiful balance.